Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am JP the Outlaw here to give you my review for March 15th, 2018. They start off the show with Roman crying about what happened to him last week, getting screwed out of his opportunity to go to Money in the Bank. So, of course, in old fashion, out comes Kurt Angle. Of course, Kurt seems a little caught up, not like himself. He's talking about what's best for business, word for word. He's being used as a puppet in this scenario. So, basically spewing out whatever Triple H or Stephanie McMahon might say. Roman says, cool, don't worry about it. He goes to the back looking for Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal surprises him. They attack. The brawl spills out onto the the ramp. And, of course, Kurt Angle gets some security guards and refs to break up the brawl. Now, looking back at this, just the past 2 weeks, Roman comes off like an ass, or more or less the heel. Jinder comes off of more or less like a babyface. When you get these attacks, especially when you're Roman Reigns and you attack a Jinder Mahal, it just doesn't look right. Now, I think they could have went for a better segment had Jinder Mahal come out, had Roman Reigns come out at the tail end of the qualifying match. Do the same thing. I wouldn't pull his leg. I would, hit him with a spear. Of course, Jinder Mahal eats the pin, and you could have put over a Bobby Lashley or Elias, who would be great in that Money in the Bank ladder match. I think that's more or less for somebody of that type speed. Even Kevin, I like what they did at the tail end of this, adding Kevin Owens to the match, but we'll get there. Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. Seth Rollins reminds me of a Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, maybe even a Mr. Perfect. Compare him to any modern day wrestler would be a slight against Seth Rollins. Now, I love what they're doing with the Intercontinental Championship. This is where you want to see the Intercontinental Championship, given the fact that the Universal Championship is not on weekly TV. So you're supposed to promote your next title as your main title, and I like what they're doing. Seth Rollins holding the title as a babyface has eyes on the product. And we all know that Seth Rollins can go in the ring. That's not the issue. We all know Kevin Owens can go in the ring. That's not the issue. The issue is when you're having matches like this, when you're having great matches, you need to be moved up. And I think this is wholeheartedly when it comes to Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins is the guy that should dethrone the Beast incarnate. Just my opinion. This was a great match. Of course, Seth Rollins took Kevin Owens to the limit. I love the apron Falcon Arrow. And it was a Falcon Arrow on the apron, basically. But it was a beautiful time. Move, and both sides performed very well within this one match. Backstage segment with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas are looking for tag team gold, where they go to Kurt Angle and say, we would like to challenge the tag team champions. Now, Kurt Angle reminds these guys they haven't had a win on Monday Night Raw, and you would think that they would have, but that's surprising to me. But you would think they would have had some type of win with The Miz. I'm not sure what happened there, but for a year you're telling me that you didn't let these guys win. That's pathetic. Same thing can be said about Kevin Owens. His win-loss record is like 2-13. That's ridiculous. We go into our next match. Baron Corbin, No Way Jose, and Bobby Roode. Decent match, pretty much okay. Of course, Bobby Roode picks up the win here on No Way Jose, hitting him with a glorious DDT. Moving on, backstage segment with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens would like another opportunity to challenge for the Intercontinental title. And, of course, Kurt Angle says no. Kevin Owens says he's going to call Stephanie McMahon, I deserve another opportunity. That's the end of that segment. We'll see how that plays out later. Fandango versus the B Team, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. The B Team picks up a win, so they'll be challenging the tag team champions, which I don't mind at all. I think Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel should be paired up with Elias. Okay, you can make a new 3MB. That would be my opinion of it. Of course, a six-woman tag team match. Riot Squad versus Sasha Banks, Natty, and Ember Moon. Of course, Natty picks up the win here. since we're on Natty, let's talk about this announcement for Ronda Rousey facing Nia Jax at Money in the Bank. I'm not either way on this. I feel as though both of them are green as fuck. Either way you look at it, you're gonna get a performance, if anything. Ronda Rousey has been booked better. I would not take the title off of Nia Jax just yet. She just won the title at WrestleMania. I think this will be a good contest to build up Ronda Rousey if that's the way you're going. I definitely think that, but we'll see how this all pans out. I would not take the title off of Nia Jax just yet. Video package from Dolph Ziggler and my man Drew McIntyre, indie name. And they're talking about how the backstage area has gotten soft again, how guys are not living up to their true potential in the WWE. They're not even bringing it the way Dolph and Drew brings it. That's pretty much what was said. Moving past the video package, we have Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy in action against the Revival. What the fuck happened to the Revival? That's all I got to say about that. The Revival should not be taking squash matches to Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. I think the Revival has the most upside out of all the tag teams, maybe Authors of Pain. Out of all the tag teams on WWE, I would go with the Revival, maybe Authors of Pain, DIY, put those two back together. This is a great tag team who has told a lot of story within their time being in the WWE. I think, I like them better in NXT. Their WWE main roster run is horrible. Catatonic, catastrophical, whatever the fuck you want to use. That's how bad this is for the Revival. I don't think they've ever been right. They haven't really recovered ever since all of DX pretty much hit their finishing moves on them at Raw 25. In-ring segment with my man, Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn cuts a promo on Bobby Lashley, screaming out that he's going to expose the real Bobby Lashley. He took his fedora. I love Sami Zayn. I love what they're doing with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think they work better together. I love how they're not really breaking them up, but they're on their own separate paths at the moment. So I like that. I like what they're doing. Sami Zayn next week will next week will expose the true Bobby Lashley. So I'm very interested in seeing how Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley feuds pans out. Okay, he said he had fucking vertigo. Hilarious. Money in the Bank qualifier for the women. You have Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Bayley. Pretty much a glorified handicap match. I wouldn't have mind seeing Bayley in the women's Money in the Bank. I didn't think she would win it, but you could at least put her in there. What are you going to do with Alexa Bliss? Alexa Bliss has had her moment in the sun. I don't see her winning any more title opportunities anytime soon, especially with a Ronda Rousey on your roster. I don't see it, so why even put her in the match? My opinion. Backstage segment with Jinder Mahal and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns spears Jinder Mahal basically through a doorway. It looked like it was framed out to have it explode soon as Roman hits the spear on Jinder. But pretty much he was cleared to wrestle. He was cleared, getting ready to go. He's walking down the aisleway. Next thing you know, Roman comes out of nowhere, hits him with a spear straight through, which appears to be freaking sheetrock just attached to a doorway. But Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal goes flying through it. Of course, the match still had to happen, so Jinder Mahal was taken out the match and replaced by Kevin Owens later in the night. Our sixth match of the night, you have Braun Strowman and Finn Balor versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler pick up a big win here. I like what they're doing. I like the fact that they didn't let Braun and Drew McIntyre interact that much. But I think there's a story to be told there. Imagine these two big motherfuckers going at it for the WWE Championship. That wouldn't be bad to me. Even the Intercontinental Championship, after you move Seth Rollins up to challenge the Beast Incarnate, I wouldn't mind you putting the strap on a Braun Strowman, or put the strap on a Drew McIntyre and let these two big mothers battle it out. You know, these are some big dudes. I think they have a great match together. I like what they're doing with Drew McIntyre. I don't too much feel the same way about Dolph Ziggler. I think Dolph Ziggler will somehow come back to the mid-card area after all this is said and done. But I see Drew McIntyre, being promoted and pushed to the highest regard. So I love what they're doing with this tag team. I would like to see more from Dolph and Drew McIntyre, maybe even a tag team title run before you decide to split these two guys up. Backstage segment with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle gets a phone call from Stephanie McMahon allowing Kevin Owens to be in the main event. That takes us to the last match of the night. Bobby Lashley versus Elias. And my man Kevin Owens. Big save from Sami Zayn, coming out hitting Bobby Lashley with the Veluva kick. Looking after Bobby Lashley has cleared the ring and was about to take out Elias, out comes Sami Zayn. He pulls him out the ring, throws him against the goddamn guardrail, hits him with the haluva kick. He slides back in off the top rope for my main Kevin Owens with a frog splash. And of course, Kevin Owens moves on to the qualifying matches for the men's Money in the Bank. Now, I think he joins a Miz, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Rusev, and it's supposed to be 8 men. So a Miz, Braun, Rusev, Finn Balor, and Kevin Owens. And I forget the last. It's a 6-man, but I forget who that is. Can't think of it right now. But that is pretty much your Raw review. They did pretty good this week. The highlights, of course, the Steph and Kevin Owens match, and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn definitely gets a highlight for this week. Dolph Ziggler as well as Drew McIntyre. So these are my biggest points on the Raw product right now. I think the people I just mentioned will be used heavily in the near future. Please believe that. So I'm going away. Of course, don't forget to check us out on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook, and YouTube. JP Outlaw Labcast. You can't miss it. It's all one word. It's fantastic. You go up there, you can check out my latest review about the WWE trolling CM Punk to come back to the WWE or just to wrestling in general. And also backstage heat for Big Cash. And we'll be giving you another JP exclusive, well, extra, if you want to call it that, you know. So we'll be back later this week. I want you guys to enjoy your day, and I will talk to you later. Peace.